Hi and happy Easter Monday, everyone. Just waiting for my video to load into my business page, and then I'm going to share it into my group because this is a big one today. I'm not going to say anything about it until I am set into my group. Hopefully I've got some people joining on today while I do this. I do know it's Easter Monday.
Until I am set.
Boop. Volume check. I think everybody has learned that I've done this every single time, that I have a volume check that works for me every time. Bad timing, but every time. So this is working, and I'm just going to share it into my group of remarkable women. If you are not there yet, I would love for you to join. Share a group. Remarkable women. Almighty affirmations. And if you already have my freebie, which I'm also going to put in the comments, the Almighty affirmations. I will edit that later, posting that into the group. And I am going to post right now for those who do not have my freebies. It is Transform with jls.com. If you go to my website and scroll to the bottom of the website, you will have a space where you can put your name and your email in. And what that's going to get you is, sorry, okay, good, posted. It's going to get you the freebies, which if you have not seen, well, if you haven't got them, you haven't seen them. Let's start that again. You get some freebies. And if you missed all of the trainings last week, please do watch them maybe after this though. This is your tapping guide. Shows you all the points so you know what's going on, including the side of the hand and what its purpose is for. I based the affirmations off of the Wheel of Life, but I say in the video that is also included in the email that I based that this is at the bottom of the affirmations. I actually did it as a separate one because this is really important for you to know on its own, because in order to create, so I said when all aspects are in balance, you'll have harmony. So there are different aspects of your life, like your relationships, health, wealth, work, career, spiritual, personal growth, fun, and recreation. If you're not serving all of those and nurturing all of those, you won't be in balance. And that's something, like if you really focus so hard on your work and your career and creating money, well, there's probably likelihood that you're lacking some love and some nurturing in your health or your relationships or other aspects. So that's just a little guide. And one of the reasons why I not only included this as just its own separate thing is also because it's a great guide to why I have set up my affirmations based on the Wheel of Life, so you can focus on each point. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't create affirmations on your own down the road or today, however you want to do it, but create affirmations in more of a specific area. So if you're lacking, another way you can use this guide is, let's say you just use this as an eyeball of what's going on. You're the middle of this, right? So maybe write down in a percentage, out of 100%, how much are you giving to each aspect of your life? And if, let's say, your health is lacking more, then you can focus a lot of your affirmations towards your health to try and strengthen that part of your wheel of your life. So this is a really good affirmations worksheet that helps you kind of figure out what you want, how you want it, because you all know you want more than what's going on, right? You know that. That's not a given, or that's not, what am I trying to say? It's not, wow, you guys just got to experience my brain fart. Okay, well, anyways, we all have desires in all aspects of our life, but we definitely have dreams and aspirations, right? We want to do things. We want to do something different. What's working for us now is probably not really truly working for us, and we want to do better. We just want to have a better life. Nothing wrong with that. If you're wondering what I'm doing while I'm just blabbing and kind of getting ready and waiting for people to hop on, I'm just making sure it's working in my group and that there's no comments coming in. Perfect. Okay. So if you have not grabbed this, we're going to go into the affirmations more. We're going to start that in just a second, but I'm just going to remind you, if you have not grabbed my freebies, the guide sheets that are there are awesome, and we actually used the tapping points as a guide for you, so you won't forget the tapping points, because that's a very common question I get is, I don't remember the points I'm supposed to do. So this just takes the stress and worry off of what points they are. So that's why I did that guide for you. And then the Wheel of Life is just to give you a little bit of an explanation, and you can use that as a baseline to sort of check in with yourself even monthly and just be like, you know what, like I need to just check in with myself and see where I'm at. Where on the Wheel of Life, 10% in health, 50% career, like where is, split it up. It's a really good way to use the guide. And then the affirmations worksheet. There is a couple videos in there, one that explains the affirmations and some tapping stuff, as well as there is a video specifically on tapping on overwhelm. So if you're stressed, you have anxiety, you're having a hard time catching your breath, then that is an awesome video. It's a walkthrough, so you don't have to worry about the words. It's a general tapping for everyone. That's also in the email. So go grab your freebie. I posted the link in the comments below. And let's stop talking about that. If you're looking for a little bit more, if you're a woman and you're really looking to really get going, I'm building my group, Remarkable Women, and I'd love to see you in there because I'm right now doing a ton of free coaching that I'm going to be offering even next week. I'm going to be doing, we're going to be gathering some information from everybody to see who's interested on like what night they want to join in on some free coaching. So it'll be a group coaching scenario where we'll all get to borrow the benefits, and those that are brave and would like some free live coaching together, we'll do a coaching one-on-one with me in the group. So everybody will benefit from you being brave. And if you're just nervous on being brave or stepping out and saying something, we'll do some work on that as well. So you will also get to learn how to do more tapping by being there. So that's Remarkable Women, and you can join by going to the top of my business page, and the visit group button will take you straight into there. So we are waiting for you if you're a woman looking to grow and change and to just get out of your way, get unstuck. You want more, let's get you more. We're going to do that. That is our focus. So, all right. I also want to address the welcome to some new people in my group or on my Facebook business page. Thank you so much for joining, and I am so excited that you're here. Last week we did a bunch of training on specifically EFT and addressed a bunch of questions that were coming up around that. So if you did not see those videos, they are there for you. Go back and review them because there's a ton of content in there. This week I'm excited because on my business Facebook page, I'll be doing a live coaching call for everyone to see, including the person that is going to be coached is going to be on my website or on my business page with me. So you're going to get to see me actually doing some work with this person who's been very brave to step up. And for those of you that are not in my group, I have another training on the next night that I'll be doing with another lady who's bravely stepped up to do this as well. So I'm going to be doing one on my business page Tuesday night around 7 o'clock. Pretty sure we're confirmed for 7 p.m. both nights. And on Wednesday, we'll be in the the closed group where it's just us in there. So that's the update. Now we're going to talk about the almighty affirmations. Love or hate, everybody. Give me some hearts if you love them, and give me some likes if you're kind of on the fence about what's their purpose and why do I want to do an affirmation? Because then I kind of know who's watching and what's happening here. Let's talk about that. It's very important. Very important. Like, okay, so that's cool because let's start here. How many of you have been in a negative mindset in your lifetime? Whoa, that's a question that's pretty sure everybody should be raising their hand about right now. So you've been in a negative mindset. So you're familiar with people talking about that inner critic or the monkey chatter, or like just beating yourself up, sabotaging yourself, being super down on yourself. Like people saying things like, I'm a joke. I can't do this. What is the point? I don't get why I even bother. Comments like that. Maybe you have some other comments that you commonly say to yourself, or like, you're doing things and you're just like, I'm trying so hard, but it just never seems to work. If I do this, this always happens, or I only get to learn things in extremes. So if it doesn't scream loud at me, I don't hear it. I've got to raise the hand. So that's awesome. Thank you for agreeing with that. So you're all very familiar with this. And the thing is that whether you say something to me or not now, or you comment to me now or later, I get you and I see you. It is common. We all do it. Whether we do it a lot or we do it a little bit or we do it silently or loudly, we all do this. So the reason why I started with this idea of bringing up the conversation in this negative format is because sorry about that. I had poor internet connection for a second there, and we're back. So think about this. Affirmations, people talk about them being this positive mindset. This is how you manifest these things into your life. You want better, you want to do well, you want great things in your life. You need to say your affirmations morning and night. You've heard this. I'm sure you've heard this. But why am I talking about it now is because, first of all, later on we're going to talk about how, and this isn't going to be today, but we're going to talk about how EFT can really shift the negatives that are keeping us from doing the positives when we do our affirmations. Because sometimes if you say, I am deserving of all good things, let's just say that's what you want to say. Well, when you say I am deserving of all good things, I guarantee you might, in the beginning, if you don't truly believe that you are deserving of good things, you are going to shift off that idea and you're going to be like, this is not going to work. I don't believe this shit. And I get what you're saying, and I get what you're feeling, because I totally was there, especially long ago when I was in my negative mindset and I believed that nothing was positive, nothing was going to work out for me. My life was just what it was and that's where it was going to be. I call BS because I've seen it change. And I am also guilty of not doing enough affirmations. Have I done them? Yes. Do I do them? Absolutely. Do I incorporate the EFT into it? No word of a doubt. Because I've experienced the shift and I've experienced the changes. So that's why I do them. So why am I sharing this basic foundational thing to you? Is because exactly that. It's foundational. You've got to figure out the things that you don't like. And that's what this affirmation sheet that you can grab from my freebies from my website has for you to do. You got to look at the negatives. And people always say, don't think about the negatives. The negatives aren't going to get you anywhere. Well, yes, I get what they're saying, but what they're meaning is don't focus on it and dream about it and dwell on it, because where you dwell, you will excel. So don't do that. But what I want you to do is use the worksheet to figure out what it is you don't want. What's not working in your health? What's not working in your health or your wealth and your work, your career? What's not working in your spiritual, personal growth, your fun and recreation, and especially your relationships? Relationships doesn't just have to be you. It has to be, I'm talking relationships with yourself, with your family, with your loved ones, with your children. Relationships, not just one thing. So look at the things that you don't like. What makes you uncomfortable? What doesn't feel good? And then what I want you to do is shift it over into okay, if that's not working, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to change? If you could have anything in the world, what would you want in your health? What would you want in your wealth? Etc., etc. Following that guideline. And that's why I've created the worksheet, is so you don't have to think about, what's next? And once you get the hang of this and you've adjusted your wheel of life, and if you're looking at all your aspects and you're like, I really need more money right now, you've got to look at that. But I also want you to look at the relationships as well. And I'm talking about the relationship with yourself, because it does affect your money. Your relationship with yourself does affect your money. Call me a whack job all you want, but do the work and prove me wrong. Because if you do the work truly, then you can prove me wrong. So, and I find that every time I shift my mindset with things about myself, things do start to appear. Things become so much easier, smoother, more loving, more gentle. And I start to see the things that aren't working even more clearly. And then what I have to do is choose, am I brave enough or strong enough to face those things that aren't working right now, because I want to better those things, because I want better for myself. So keep that in mind. So then on the next worksheet page is now you're going to create your I am statements. So what are you going to say to yourself to start changing this? First of all, before we get into that, why is it important to change that? A second ago, I just said, where you dwell, you excel. I did not create that. I don't remember who did, but I know that it's been out there. You've probably heard it 1,000 times if you've been trying to find yourself in the self-help journey. Well, think about it again. If we think about the negatives, if you're always in that mindset of like, this doesn't sit right with me, I'm a joke, or I'm not deserving of this, or this bad things always happen to me. Okay, So if bad things always happen to you and you've found yourself saying that and you've said it to yourself a few times or like numerous amounts of times, what more proof do I have to tell you that you have imprinting in your subconscious mind that you truly believe that? I don't have to be the guy that tells you that, the gal that tells you that. You've told yourself that. So all I'm doing is waking that idea up for you to make you aware and to help you become aware, that you are in that mindset yourself, and that I am raising the awareness that I see you. I see what you're feeling. I see where you're at. So now I'm trying to share with you how you can change that. And so if you know and you've experienced that that kind of mindset has kept you stuck and that's how you feel majority of the time, well then imagine telling yourself, I am deserving of all good things. I am worthy of money. I am a money magnet. So those things don't feel comfortable. Why do you think those things don't feel comfortable? Because you don't ask for them and you haven't had them yet. Or you've had them and you haven't seen it and you haven't been thankful that it's been there. You haven't appreciated it, because then you just go back to the negative mindset. So I'll remind you, as I mentioned last week, our mind is 90% subconscious actively throughout your day. 10% is where we are from our conscious mind. So if you are subconsciously being triggered and you are saying these negative things, imagine if we rewire those things. Someone else has mentioned that for every negative, you should say 10 positives. Why do you think they say that? They say that because they're trying to get you to re-imprint that negative thought so you can override it. Negative is heavy, fearful energy. And when we're in that place, it's hard to feel that we are deserving of love. And that's what affirmations are about, is manifesting more love into your life and being that person that you deserve to be. And so when you create the I am statements, you're repeating them in the morning before you go to bed. And I do have that in the worksheet. You're repeating them before you go to bed because you're exhausted. You are less likely to fight yourself when you are saying these statements. So if you're saying I'm deserving of all good things, I imagine myself, or I am so beautiful, I am so excited for my daily workouts, I am so, just whatever your affirmation is. If you're constantly saying these positive things to yourself in the morning, when you are so tired, you don't want to argue with yourself. You're less likely to just be like, yeah, that's not true. You're more motivated to do it because you might not be motivated because you're probably tired, but that's the thing, is that you're tired. So if you know that's something you want to start your day with because you know that it's going to create change, why wouldn't you do that? And then before you go to bed is a really great time. Sometimes even just when you wake up in the morning or like let's say it's the middle of the night and you got to go to the bathroom. Perfect. As you're sitting on the toilet, say to yourself these positive affirmations. Don't worry about doing the extra work that we're going to talk about with incorporating the tapping into this. Just focus on saying them, because what you're doing is when you're less fighting yourself, so you're not in the daytime like trying to criticize yourself and shoot down what you're doing. In the back of your mind, you're rewiring all those negative thoughts, and you're starting to reprogram your mind, your subconscious, which is 90%, remember. You are reprogramming that brain of yours to start thinking and focusing forward and being what you desire, being what you want, seeing what you want, and getting into that space of love and excitement of becoming that thing that you want to change. So while I'm on that topic, the next thing you want to do with affirmations is not only say things that you want and desire, but focus in the now and the future. Sometimes you can focus in the future and that's better for you, but visualize and feel what it feels like to already have that thing. And this is why I want you to follow me this week on this, because when I introduce the EFT to the affirmations, it's going to blow your mind, because you will truly start to believe the statements even more so. Because when you say these statements, that charge that you feel in your body where you're like, I don't believe this. This is not true to me. That's why most people run from the affirmations, is fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real. When you start to feel that negative space in your body and you want to run from it, that's because you're scared or you're uncomfortable. And uncomfortable is your growth point. That's what you want. When you feel uncomfortable, you want to face that. So if you say, I am deserving of all good things, and it doesn't feel true to you, That's why I'm going to incorporate the tapping to that this week, because then you can shift that energy that's not serving you. Because you wouldn't be doing the work if you didn't feel you deserved it and you didn't desire to deserve that. So there's the key to affirmations. They sound like a lot of work, but honestly, once you get into this routine, you'll be like, why didn't I do this before? And start small. Just start somewhere. So that's my affirmations training today. I'm not going to talk too much to you today because that's a lot to take in. I want you to re-watch this later or re-listen wherever you are, however you're tuning in, only because I said so much stuff. I really want you to benefit from what they are. This isn't something that was created for just the heck of it. It had a reason and it was created for a reason. I've seen them change. I use them in my coaching with my clients today. They are very powerful, and this is why I chose to create these freebies for you that you can grab from my website for free. There's a ton of this stuff. I offer you a ton of stuff because of the fact that these are the basic foundations to really starting to make some change in your life. Let's awaken the things that are inside of you and show yourself that you are truly deserving of all of this. So like I said, please do maybe watch or re-listen to this again later, because it was a lot of information. I hope that it did you some good. I'd love to hear back from you, however that is. You have a way of contacting me through my business page here or my website. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ever reach out to me. It is so important to always ask questions, even if you're like, I don't want to bother somebody. There's a negative thing. I am deserving of the answers. I am deserving of knowing what to do next. So do that. I'm here to help you, and I wouldn't be sitting in front of you saying this to you if I didn't truly desire that or want that for you. I do this because I am excited about sharing what works. I'm a real person too, and I was in a place where I didn't know what the hell to do next. And one of the best feelings was when I finally kicked that negative mindset to the curb and I overrode that, because I remember being so heavy and just being like, they want me to do this cognitive therapy work and it's to try and be positive, but I don't feel positive. Well, when I figured out how to be positive, and then when I felt those negatives, how to change it quicker and get through it faster and acknowledge where I was at because I deserved that. There was reasons why I felt the way I was. There was reasons why I was where I was. I had a history that had developed a lot of negative imprinting in my mind. So I was where I was because of something else. It wasn't mine to be now. I rewrote my story, and these are why I'm sharing this stuff with you, because it is so foundational for you guys. And I'm so excited for it to start making changes. So for the ladies that are watching or listening, please do grab the freebies and also join my group, Remarkable Women. It's completely free. It's a closed group, and it's amazing for you to get more information from me. There's going to be some free live coaching calls coming up for you, and I don't want you to miss that. I had some other stuff planned today, but as I started doing this, I really think next week or on Wednesday, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about forgiving ourselves, and we're going to do a tapping exercise on the resistance to doing the work. Your job and your task today is to go grab the freebies first. Overlook it, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Then, if you have questions or you're finding yourself in resistance, please don't put it under the bed, put it in a drawer. Please think about remembering, put it in your calendar to watch for me on Wednesday, because we're going to talk about how to beat the resistance to doing it. That feeling of like, I don't have time for this isn't meant for me, this isn't going to work, this is a joke. It's all negative thought because of the fear of change or the fear of the unknown. Honestly, time is a perception, and we can change that too. And when you start to shift that mindset and do these things that better your life, your energy will double, triple, sometimes quadruple, because you start to open up time. Because when you start to live in a space of love and flow, time opens up for you. And it creates this amazing shift that just excites you for the next thing. Please do not get overwhelmed by how much this sounds. There is a reason why you're listening, and I want you to understand that I get the overwhelm. Acknowledge that. Also in the freebie, there is a tapping video on overwhelm, and there's a reason it is there as well. Please nurture yourself by doing that video just to calm yourself and being okay with exactly where you are. Just promise me you're not going to give up, because there is a reason why we're working on these affirmations, and I want to support you through that. So please don't give up. Show up Wednesday, as I am going to walk you through doing the resistance piece, making sure we do it. And if you have any questions, then I will answer them on the live as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I am so excited to be able to pass this information to you. If you need anything from me at all, please do not hesitate to reach out. I know I've said that, but I really want you to know that I'm here to support you. And especially if you want to get into my group, Remarkable Women, which you can click the visit group off my Facebook business page there, just under the cover photo. You can hop into that group and I'll be able to give you even more support. And it's a closed group, so you will only have people in the group that are there seeing what you're posting. And they're women like you that are looking to do the same thing and are looking for the support. And that's why they're there. And I really want to be able to give you that extra support. Other than that, for now, please, like I said, don't give up. Let this digest and come back to it later again. Because there's probably going to be something that you missed that you'll hear on the second time, maybe even the third time. The other thing I ask is that you share it with anybody that might be in the need for this kind of change or be looking for that kind of change. And I like to share it to their business or to their Facebook Messenger just because, or email, because it's more private. And then that way it's not like, hey, I hear you're changing, do this. Because then if they don't want people to know that they're on this different path, it's not kind of invading their privacy. So that's how I recommend doing that. Otherwise, share it to any groups that you know that it might be able to support. And in the meantime, the other thing is tomorrow night at Tuesday, 7 p.m. Tuesday at 7 p.m., I'm doing a live coaching call with a person that has been willing to step up, and it's going to be on this business page. And I will be back in my group on Wednesday at 7 p.m. coaching someone else in a closed setting. So you will be able to experience seeing us both together. She's not even in my area, so she's in the New York area. You're going to see her on the screen with me, and we're going to be doing some coaching. So make sure you don't miss that, so you can kind of see how this work can shift, because it will benefit you as well, because I guarantee whatever she's going through, you probably can resonate in some way. So thank you again. I'm done chatting. So it's been really nice to have you guys here. I'm so excited for Wednesday and all the coaching stuff in between, and I will see you guys soon. Go grab your freebies. Bye for now.